What's up, everybody? Thanks for clicking this video. Thanks for tuning into my channel. My name is Simon Hill. I'll introduce myself very briefly. I'm a Black American from Louisiana, husband, Muslim, friend, English teacher, and beginning YouTuber. Though, can I still say beginning? I've been doing this for a while now. Anyway, there have been, and will be different topics I talk about on my channel, but the core and crux of my channel's content will always be centered around me sharing my true, honest experiences as a Black person abroad after living in a different country for an extended period of time, sharing those experiences of other Black travelers who are in foreign lands, and giving that information for our people in the diaspora or on the continent before we leave our homes. I don't do these videos for clout. I don't do these videos for money. I don't do these videos to get approval from a different group of people. I don't do these videos to get disapproval from different groups of people. I don't speak for any organization. I don't speak for any movement. I only speak for myself in hopes of enlightening other Black travelers. I don't do this for white people to pat me on the head, because this isn't the channel where we tap dance for y'all, smile and grin in your face and tell you everything is okay. Find another Black travel channel to do that. I started this channel about 5 years ago, speaking about my experiences as a Black person living in a North African country called Tunisia. Followed that up many years later with Serbia, then Germany, then Turkey, then Mauritius, then Tanzania, then Kenya, and now we are here in Vlorë, Albania. Yes, say hello to Albania. Persian Detje. Let's get some disclaimers out of the way very quickly. I can acknowledge my privilege as a man to be able to travel more freely across the world and not face sexual harassment like women would. I acknowledge my passport privilege to be able to travel more freely as an American across the world when so many people in the global South are not permitted to be able to freely enter into so many countries. I acknowledge my privilege as a heterosexual man who identifies with the gender he was born with. Thus, I don't have to deal with the homophobia that exists all across the world. I acknowledge all of these privileges in hopes of framing this conversation we're about to have together in all honesty and truthfulness. As I've said many times before on my channel, I'm a friend to the third world, to the developing world, to the poor of the earth, because I'm a poor person myself, and I do not come to any country, developing or otherwise, hoping to spread hate, misinformation, propaganda, or mislead people. I only come to speak my truth about my experiences, keep it Black, keep it raw, and inform other Black travelers. If you don't like what I have to say, pick up your phone or turn on your computer's camera, film your own video about what it's like to be Black in Albania. We'll watch it together and laugh and laugh and laugh away. Anyway, I came to Albania around June 25th, 2023. I'm filming this video today on July 31st of the same year, and I'm leaving the country tomorrow. I spent 2 weeks in Tirana, 1 week in Durrës, 3 days in Berat, and about a week and a half here in Vlorë. Prior to coming here, I spent 1 week in Pristina, Kosovo, so I will include that in this video because it's a part of the greater Albanian world, though there are differences between the two places. Generally, I had a pretty good time in Pristina, Kosovo. The environment felt kind of westernized, which made it a bit easier to adjust to as a Black American there. Using English in the streets was pretty easy. It was very affordable to move around. Food was magnificent, and the people were generally okay. I did have one racist experience at a place called Zanzibar, which I made a video about. They used the good old-fashioned trick that racist white people use when they want to deny Black men entry. No, you're not wearing the proper attire. If you're a Black man and you've been living around white people long enough, they start doing these tricks when they want to deny you the ability to have fun and spend your own goddamn money. They say, no jeans allowed, no J's allowed, no ball caps allowed. All these sorts of tricks they use to say that we can't enter the club. Meanwhile, other white people dressed like shit get to enter with no problem. It was very disheartening to see this happen in Kosovo, a country very far away from America with very few Black tourists. And I'm obviously a Black tourist coming here to spend my money and have fun. And days later, they gave an excuse as to what the proper attire was. But other than that, I was looking forward to coming to Albania because generally I thought I was going to experience the same thing that happened in Kosovo. Cool people, good food, and a generally chill environment. I thought the positive experience I had in Kosovo would be extended to Albania. Going from across the border would not be that different. Boy, was I wrong. Now, black travelers, here's just a little bit of historical context. Kosovo is a region that was a part of Serbia, that was then a part of Yugoslavia, a big socialist nation that existed in the 20th century but later disintegrated. Meanwhile, Albania is a small southeastern European nation on the Adriatic coast that went through many years of brutal communism, closing off this country to the world, making it kind of like the North Korea of Europe until it later opened up during the fall of communism at the end of the 20th century. Kosovo now is seeking their independence and is recognized by many nations around the world, though not all. And Albania is a country that's trying to advance past their vicious past of communism and become more open to the world and more westernized a bit. I'm not here to give my opinion about Kosovo becoming an independent nation or Albania's westward turn or anything like that. I'm just giving you some context because that history plays a big part, I think, as to why I had a different experience in both nations. Now, black travelers, what can I say about my experiences living in this country for well over a month now, spending thousands of dollars traveling around the country, visiting different places, going to their museums, learning about their history, their language, their culture, their people, their food. I can say, without doubt, Albania has been the most racist country I've ever visited in my life. Jesus Christ. Now, there's different levels to this racism thing. There's the shaking your head disapprovingly when you see a black person in your country, which does happen here. There are the weird looks and uncomfortable glances that people give you, which does happen here. There's the following you around the store when you're shopping, which does happen here. But then there's another level, which is calling black people racial slurs out in open in the street, which has never happened to me at this level in any other country that I've been to. I have never been called by this many white people nigger. Never had this.
I have to just add this because I thought about it while I was editing this video. When I think about my time in 4 different African nations and compare it just to this 1 month here in Albania, I was called nigger more in Albania than those 4 African nations combined in total. It's without question. And listen, this channel is not to debate white people about whether they can or cannot say the word nigga, who deserves to say it, because there's a debate even amongst black people about whether we should say it or not. But all I'll say is this. You might be saying that word just because it's cool, it's fashionable, or just because you're being flat out racist and ignorant. Meanwhile, I have to live with that word being thrown at me by employers, by people I rent from, by people in the street, by people that literally might try to take my life. So that's all I have to say.
Rapping. Never had this happen in the many other countries I've been to. Jesus Christ, it's insane. More often than not, I have been outside in Albania and somebody has said, hey, nigga, or fuck nigga, multiple times. And I've recorded it and documented it, spoken about it in several other videos. If you don't believe me, please go check out my other content. Black travelers, please beware. Albanians feel no remorse for calling you nigger. They will make excuses about it. They think it's okay to refer to black people as niggers, Zezak, Zenchi, and all these other things, which makes this place by far the most racist place I've ever visited. And it's not just one city or one place doing it either. I was called nigger multiple times in Tirana. In Durrës, somebody came up to my wife and I and said, fuck you, nigger. In Berat, people yell Zenchi across the street. I'm here in Vlore, and multiple times I've been called nigger in the street, didn't talk about it, didn't even acknowledge them. One time I did record it when somebody yelled, fuck nigger, in the streets to me multiple times, and then I spoke about it, and then people attacked me for it, just for documenting my experiences. And then we come to find out that on Albanian national TV, they dress up in blackface and prance around on the screen in caricatures of us. To this day, this is 2023, and they're doing blackface on national TV in Albania. Albanian people will make up every excuse in the world why it's okay to call black people niggers. They bring up the hip-hop excuse. Oh, we heard it from hip-hop, and it's not offensive. If it's not offensive, how come the multiple times when I've approached people who have called me racial slurs or thrown racial slurs at me and my wife, then they clam up, then they don't know English, now they don't want to talk? This has been by far the most racist place because, number one, there's no apologies for calling black people racial slurs. It's never okay to call a black person nigger, Zezak, Zenchi, none of that. Listen, I'm not telling you as some English-speaking, rich American asshole what to say in your language, in your culture, in your region. Call black people niggers if you want, Albanians. Call us Zezak if you want, Albanians. Call us Zenchi if you want, Albanians. But I have the right, as a person who spent thousands of dollars and thousands of hours documenting my experience, to talk about it and share my experience. That's how freedom of speech works. You get to call us whatever you want, and I get to reply. And here is my reply. It's not okay. The multiple times I've been here in Albania when I've been called nigger in the street, Zezak in the street, Zenchi in the street, people videotaping my wife, shaking their head disapprovingly when I'm walking down the street holding hands with her, people being very disrespectful to me as a tourist. It's not okay. Say whatever you want about me, but here is my reply. Stop calling us niggers and stop making excuses about it. 50 Cent didn't teach y'all to call black people Zezak. Snoop Dogg didn't teach y'all to call black people Zenchis. Tupac didn't teach you to dress up in blackface and have a white man pretending to be black dancing around on stage making a fool of himself. It's not okay to call black people niggers, and you know it's not, because the multiple times I came up to people and said, why did you say that to me? Now they get quiet. Now they know that it's wrong. And if you are watching this and going to make an excuse, you know damn well you would not come up to any black person saying, what's up, my nigga? You know you would get boxed out the frame. And Black Travel family, I got to keep it a buck with you because I'm so hot right now, remembering all the times I was called racial slurs in the street, and then people in my comment section want to make excuses about it and then say that it's okay to call black people niggers here in Albania. I got to tell y'all the truth. The food here is not popping. All they eat is pizza, souvlaki, and ice cream. The beaches are just aight. They're just aight. A lot of trash over here. The water is warm, but Black Travel family, please be aware and know. If you really want to come to the beach in Albania that bad, know that the cost of it is this. They are going to call you nigger in the street in Albania and have no remorse about it. They are going to call you Zezak in the street and have no remorse about it. And when you confront them, they're going to cower up and be pussy. Nobody will ever say it to your face. They're going to call you Zenchi in the street here in Albania, then act like we're not Turkish, so we can never pick up a word that's from a different language. Nigger. The cognitive dissonance with these people is insane. It's really insane. Have I had nice times here in Albania? Sure. It was great going up to Daiti Mountain, swimming in the warm waters of Vlore and Durrës, and experiencing the museums in Bunkart and the National History Museum and that sort of thing. Have I met nice people? Sure. Most of the people that were nice to me, though, were people that I paid to do labor for me or that I paid to use their service, such as apartments or restaurants, hotels, that sort of thing. But sure, there have been nice people. We hitchhiked yesterday to Zvedanets and people picked us up on the way. Sure, there have been nice people here. But is that an excuse? Or is that now a good enough reason to say there's no racism in Albania because a few people were nice to me, because I had a few good times, when the vast majority of times I've been walking outside and people have no problem saying there's a nigger or there's a Zezak or there's a Zenchi and that sort of thing, and I have to brush it off my shoulders when I pay thousands of dollars to travel around the world just like any other white tourist, just like any other person. I should take that disrespect and not say anything about it? No. On my channel, I'll always keep it black, I'll always keep it raw, and I'll always keep it true. While in Albania, there are nice things to see, like the mountains, like the sea, like museums and that sort of thing. It is never okay to call black people niggers or make excuses about it. Call black people any sort of derogatory names that you would not like to be called and make jokes about it. It's not okay. It's not a joke. When we go abroad, we expect to be treated with respect and dignity just like any other people. It's not okay. It's not okay. So listen, Black Travel family, if you really want to come to Albania, go ahead. I don't mean to make anything I say words of fear, to make you scared to go abroad. Because first and foremost, we're living in countries like the United States that are literally hostile to our life. We are killed in the United States. We are jailed unfairly in the United States. We are kept at the very bottom of the social ladder in the United States. So if we do have the opportunity to travel, please do, because we need to get out of the belly of the beast. But I have to let you know, and that's why I make these videos, that here in a country like Albania that has had many years of brutal, repressive communism, where people are still getting adjusted to the Western world or the modern world and that sort of thing, while those might be reasons why they call us niggers or Zezak or Zenchi and they think it's funny to dress in blackface on national TV and that sort of thing, we will not accept that as an excuse. We never did anything to anybody. We didn't colonize the world. We didn't rape women. We didn't commit genocide and force people to speak our languages or that sort of thing at all. So we should be treated with the utmost respect when we come abroad. Not called niggers in the street, Zezak in the street, Zenchi in the street, and that sort of thing. This has been the hardest month of my life, having to deal with being called racial slurs constantly in the street, having to hold my head up high and put on a brave face for my wife and I as we walk these roads here in Albania. Some people say that's what you should expect going to a homogenous country, but going to a homogenous country or a heterogeneous country or a mixed country, whatever, does not give people the right to be racist, to be disrespectful, to be unkind, just to be bad people. Yelling racial slurs at people just makes you a bad person. And that's what I've experienced a lot of here. A lot of bad people making bad faith arguments as to why it's okay to call us niggers. So, black people, once again, I just have to let you know, you really want to jump in these waters, expect to be called nigger for it. You really want to hike these mountains, expect to be called Zezak for it. You really want to go to the Bunk Art Museum, expect to be called Zenchi for it. Listen, you will not find a single Albanian person saying it's not okay to call a black person a nigger. You will not find a single Albanian person saying it's not okay to call us Zezak. You will not find a single Albanian person saying it's not okay to call a black person Zenchi. They think it's fine. If they think it's fine, that's their language. That's their culture. But we as black tourists have the right to know and have the right to speak out. Now you know, and I'm speaking out. Stop calling us that if you don't want videos like this, rather than trying to attack me. My name's Simon Hill. I keep it black, I keep it real, I keep it raw. This has been another legendary installment in my BLAXIT series. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope it was information full. And I hope you keep it true and keep it black and keep it peaceful. I didn't come to this country committing any crimes. I didn't hurt anybody. I didn't rob anybody. I just came here, spent my money, and now I'm sharing my experience. Y'all take with it what you will. Peace.